So one of the reasons I wanted to get you on, I know this week Gray Fox Games has a big launch for a game that people have been waiting for a long time, Reavers of Midgard. Alex, you've got a copy here. Is there any chance we could sneak a peek?
I mean, if you're really nice, BJ.
Oh, come on, man.
Are you nice?
I got you covered. I'll buy you a root beer. I'll bring you in a beater root beer for a BG.
All right. So I will say we have done a lot of work on this, even since the version I'm about to show. The version I'm showing is kind of the in-house prototype. We've got other cards that have been finished. The playable prototype is out, almost in the hands of previewers right now. So what I'm showing you is a little bit out of date in terms of the look of it, but I can at least give kind of a sense of the game. So here we go. I'm going to switch it over. Here we go.
Not all previewers, because I haven't seen a copy yet.
All right. Easy. Settle down, BJ.
Hey, Steve says, by the way, Todd Sanders did do the design and the art on Mr. Cabbage Head's Garden. A weird, fun solo. So we got confirmation from the Name Father, of course. And congrats to the Name Father, by the way, for yet another win.
Name Father, stop raining on my parade. I'm showing off a game here. Come on.
All right, Reavers of Midgard. Tell us all about it, man.
Reavers of Midgard. So this is the sequel to Champions of Midgard. It is, of course, set in the Champions of Midgard universe. And this is your game board.
I recognize the colors and the artwork, very, very similar to Champions, right?
And like I mentioned, this is a prototype, in-house prototype, so low res for sure, and a lot of this stuff is in much better form as far as graphics go. But here's the tour of the board. So in Champions of Midgard, you were trying to become Jarl of a village. In Reavers of Midgard, your objective is to be a conqueror. Hence, the pledge level is the ultimate conqueror pledge level for Reavers to get a copy of the game. So how the board works and how it's different from Champions is this is a single worker placement game. So let's say I was green in this game. Green meeple, green little Viking meeple. These are actually going to be ships in the game.
Okay.
I will pick one of the spots to activate. So I might activate this space, or 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 this space. I'm going to pick one space to activate on the board, and I'm going to get the best possible version of that action. That's my one worker for the turn. I get the best possible version of that action, and then everyone else is going to get a slightly worse version of that same action. So, for instance, if I were up here to recruit Reavers, to bring in Reavers onto my side, and let's see if I can find a couple of Reaver cards. Looking around.
Kind of a takeoff from the Puerto Rico mechanic, except you use your worker to take the action, and then everybody else gets a lesser version of that action.
Exactly right. So let's say it's up here on this board. These will have two Reavers. Reavers are pretty core to the game. Each of them will have two, except for one of here that will have just one. I'll get first draft. So basically, going first here gets me a better version of a draft. Now, Reavers will always get you dice. They'll always get you Viking crew members that will come right here onto your boat, like so. In this case, you would roll the dice, see what symbols you get, and then throw them on the boat, just like that. You then have three options for the Reavers, what you can do with them. They're multi-use cards. So option one is I could rally this Reaver. I could discard this card, get a gray die. I think I may get to pick the facing on that one. Don't take me as gospel. I'm 100% on this stuff. That's option one. Option two is I can install this Reaver as a leader. And if I install it as a leader, it's going to do a couple things for me. One, it's going to get me a one-time effect. So in this case, it'll get me gain 4 food. Also, because, see that die faces ravens. If I have a raven on my boat, this die now acts as if it's wild for use in other raids and other actions. So by picking this Reaver as my leader, it helps me better utilize that dice and that dice type. The third thing I can do is can specialize. So this one, I can install on any of the other 4 actions. So raid villages, raid keeps, battle at sea, or conquer territories. And so if I install this on, say, raid keeps, for the rest of the game, whenever the raid keeps action is taken, I will get a little bit of engine building. I'll get to gain 1 gray die on its hammer facing. So I'd get that, and I'd add it to my boat anytime that action is taken. If I chose that for battle at sea, I'd get that as well. But I make a choice. I pick one of those 3 things to do with the Reavers. That's why they're so key to the game.
Can you add more cards to the bottom of those actions, or is it just
of course
one development? Yeah. Okay.
Oh no.
So
Yeah.
You started building an engine there.
Exactly right. Yeah. If that's the route you want to go, you certainly can. So, for instance, if I had both of these 2 on Battle at Sea, that would be gain a die, and then this one says gain the top card of the Raid Keeps Spoils deck to your boat. So if I have this at Battle at Sea, I would also be able to get Keeps benefits while doing that. So that's how Reavers work.
Okay.
Pretty big key to the game. Let's tour around the rest of the board. So this space will be familiar to any fan of Champions of Midgard. This is the Battle at Sea space, and it works pretty similarly to how you would do Battle at Sea in Champions.
Okay.
You're going to pay food going into the battle.
Sure.
And then you're going to flip over a journey card. Something nasty is going to happen to you while you're on that journey.
Or you could get calm seas, right?
Yeah, you could get calm seas if you're lucky. I'm never lucky. I never get calm seas. And then you'll fight something, and that something could be a monster. It could be a ship. It could be all sorts of things.
Okay. Do you know what's going in? Do you see the ones before, or is it?
Yeah. So you always have the option to fight blind, but much like Champions, you can see the monster you're going to attack. So you'll have a sense of what's coming ahead.
Namefather says, love the deep colors and the crisp graphic design, consistent with Champions, but still pops off the table.
Yeah, at least for the board, and I wish I had a better version of the prototype out here, because I will say what has been done with these cards especially, and the game itself, looks awfully crisp. Awfully crisp. So if folks want to check it out, go to the Grey Fox Games Facebook page or the Reavers of Midgard launch page. We have a launch event going, and we've been able to share some of that stuff there, including what some of the exclusives are going to be as part of the campaign. In any case, these work similarly to how they do in Champions. The difference being you have an option here. You can either match the symbols up top, so I could get 2 boat dice, discard those off of my ship, and I've defeated that monster. That's one way to do it. Or, of course, it wouldn't be Champions if you couldn't just straight up try and roll for it and attack.
Well,
of course. So how that's going to work is if I discard certain symbols off of my boat, and for instance, this one has 2 hammers, that one has 1 hammer. If I discard symbols with hammers off of my boat, I get to roll. Whoop, bump the table there. I get to roll and try and attack and get that thing's defense value. So in that case, if I were attacking the cargo ship, I needed to get 3. I rolled 3. So nice. it lets you either plan an attack, or if you haven't planned out an attack, just like in Champions, you can just go for it. You can just go for it and try and get it anyway. So that's Reavers, Battle at Sea. We also have Raid Keeps and Villages, which tend to work in different ways. Some of them will get you valuable artifacts to add to your ship. Some of them will get you set collection. They work in different ways, but there's different options for getting points at different things. There's silver, gold, and treasure to be found. And then there's Conquer Territories, which basically work with you investing food, favor, or dice to conquer different territories. So you're either negotiating using force or bribing villagers in order to get them. And those tend to be these pieces here. Of course, with Conquer Territories, you can always fight as well. That it wouldn't be Champions if you weren't able to chuck some dice and go for it. But I will say this, on balance, this is more of a Euro-y game. Champions has always been a Euro-Ameritrash hybrid, and this is definitely tilted a little more to the Euro side, even though, of course, there's still some of that dice rolling involved.
Now, this looks like completely standalone, or is there anything of the game bits or cards that crosses over?
Completely standalone.
Okay.
You might see some characters, you might see some cameos, but in terms of, and yeah, it's set in the same universe, of course, but in terms of it being game pieces that go from one to the other, not really. No, it's a completely standalone experience. So
it looks like I'm checking out the Reavers of Midgard page, also on the BGG. Looks like it'll play up to 5 players.
It will. Yep. And it's a double-sided board, so use one board for the lower player counts and one side of the board for higher player counts.
And one of the things that attracted me, and hopefully you can see this. Let me pull this down here so I think you can see this. One of the things that attracted me is that I've been following as the art has slowly been putting it out. Oh, by the way, hey, that's Chris Strain checking in. You might recognize Chris, designer of Vascular Troubles. He actually did the board for you guys.
He did the graphic design, is kind of the director of the project for us, and he has done some incredible work. And Christian, I'm on my phone, so I can't quite share all of the things from here. But if you can pop in chat with something, I don't know if that's shareable that way. But there's some really cool stuff. Some of what he's done has been incredible.
Yeah, I may be able to pull something up, but I do have up here right now one of the. Is it one of the Jarl cards or one of the?
I have to see it. You gotta show me.
Can you see it? I have it popped up on the screen.
No, I can't see it at all.
Oh, that's a bummer. All right, so it's the one of the woman with the sword that you posted on Facebook.
Oh, with the dragon head.
Yeah, with the dragon head. That's the one.
Yeah, that's a Reaver card.
All right, so you can't see that right now? Man,
I can't see it right now. No, I can't see it right now. But it's a Reaver card, and I kind of showed people how those are laid out. Hang on. Maybe people can get a little side-by-side here. I'm going to grab one of those cards. I do have a good screenshot that you posted of the entire board. I'm going to throw that up right now. Oh wait, you got a card there. Let me do that instead. So if you look side by side with the Reaver card with what's up there now, you can see what I'm talking about with the dice, the rally effect, the one-time bonus, and of course the bit of engine building at the bottom. But it's done in a really nice style there by Christian. Yep. So I've got them both side by side right now so people can see. Yeah, the artwork it really pops on these cards, man. I'm impressed. Same artist from Champions? Completely new artist. This is a guy named Yaroslav Radecki, who does incredible work, works very fast, and makes absolutely gorgeous stuff. It's also, we think, sending a message with the art that this is, again, more of a Euro-y experience. It's tilted a little more to the Euro side of things. You guys posted the left side of the board a couple of days ago, maybe a week or two ago. That's the screenshot that I have right now. Okay. Really deep colors, lots of detail, it looks like, and hopefully people can see that on this thing now. I think that was this side of the board here. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the side that was shown to folks. Oh yeah, so you can see. There's so much more color in there, so much more detail. You can see the water looks like it's even moving in some places. Pretty cool. Yeah, and we have, I think we've posted the full board online as well, the full prototype board. Yeah, let me throw that up right now. I've got the full board up now. That's the latest, I guess, prototype of the board? Yep. I believe that's the 4 to 5 player side is the side we shared. Okay. And that's what I have up right now. There's one that I was able to get from the site, and this it looks like a shipboard. Yeah, a shipboard. Yep. From a bird's eye view, a shipboard. So let's compare from this side. Hang on one second. So this is the prototype shipboard that we've been working with in-house. And again, you can see the difference in how far that thing has evolved. Okay, now I can see it. So those are the 4 actions on the bottom, because I can see them now on the prototype. But what a difference between the two of them. Oh yeah, not even close. And you can also see, of course, the dice legend is incorporated on that player board as well as the spaces to hold the dice, as well as to hold upgrades for your boat. These artifact slots up at the top were moved over to the sides. So just a reminder for people, what we showed on the walkthrough was just prototype stuff, paper, and I saw even backs of magic cards on that. That's not the final stuff. What we're showing you on the screen, though, on the right side, is some of the more final artwork, or at least some of it's getting closer to the final artwork, right? Yep, that's correct. Yeah. And we're very excited about it, as you can tell. 2 to 5 players. The BGG says 75 to 90 minutes. How accurate has that been in your playtest? It's definitely been closer to the longer side of that, at least in playtesting we've done. But yeah, I'd say that's fairly accurate. And I noticed the designer is not Oli, it's JB Howell. How'd that come about? So this was initially pitched to us as not a game in the Midgard universe, but we saw the possibility of this really working and fitting and being something where players could explore on a larger board. The single worker placement mechanics seemed to make a lot of sense and have it be tied in. We're still working. We actually just had dinner with Ola out at Essen, and he is working on another project for us, but I can't say too much about that. Ah, okay. You got anything you can say about it? Anything? No. I actually can't. No one's watching. No one's watching? Oh,
let me turn off the camera. It's just me and you talking.
Okay, just for you. It's a game. It's a game about chinchilla farming.
Okay.
It only plays 7 players.
7 players on. Well, Jamie Stegmaier loved that. He loves those big player games.
That's true. That's part of their philosophy. Yeah. No, I can't tell you anything. I'm sorry, but I will tell you we're working with him on something, and we're excited about it.
Steve O'Rourke says, love the waters, both colors and board layout. Very fjordy. Jeff said, hey, everybody left. It's just me and you, Alex. It's okay to share. This is something I don't know about. We need Sean Ramirez for this one. Wasn't the comms officer on TNG Fjordy LaFjord? That one I'm not sure. I'm not a TNG guy.
Jordy LaForge is the name of the officer normally.
Well, I like Sean. Fjordy LaFord. He was the chief engineer. Fjordy LaFjord. So we got a new character. All right, nice. So that is Reavers of Midgard. It's launching this week, right, on Kickstarter?
Yep, should be on Thursday.
And how long is the project going to last for?
It's going to last until this is not like the typical 30-day campaign. We're going to run this thing until the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. We know folks are going to get caught up with the holidays, and just wanted to make sure that we got in before then.